Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm gonna do part 293 to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series. Well, in today's video guys, we're gonna go ahead and continue doing the story about this whole bunch of Pokemon watching this TV show about me apparently that point I helped in the past made. And, well, we're going to see how far we can get. We only get 10 free messages, but I will give it credit. It's gotten a little bit better with the messaging. I mean, like, look, yes, it's not as long as ChatGPT was, but I'll give it credit. That's much better than what we usually get. So, yeah, here's how I respond to the last thing that was said. I said, thank you, both of you, because the Toto's handed me the gifts. I appreciate the gifts, although there is a few major problems. For one, like I said, those things are bigger than me, so I wouldn't be able to carry them around anywhere. On top of that, even if I go to that celebration you said was for me, Crocodile, how would I even get there without accidentally getting stepped on by somebody? Even the smallest one, they would probably be like Godzilla at my size. The Colonel listens intently, his eyes steady and thoughtful as you speak. When you finish, he gives a slow nod, his voice quiet but filled with understanding. You're right, he says softly. You are small, and the world looks a lot bigger and scarier at your size. Even the ones who love you most could hurt you if they're not careful. He leans back a little, glancing toward the gifts. That's why those don't need to be carried or anywhere. They can stay here with you, or I can keep them safe for you until you want them. They're yours, no matter what. His tail bristles against the grass as he looks back at you, his tone patient. And as for the celebration, no one will let you walk there alone. My family planned for this. We knew we couldn't just have you walk into a crowd your size. It wouldn't be safe. So? He glances toward the lake, and you catch movement, large shadows shifting between the trees. Sounds grow clearer now, steady footsteps, the deep rumble of alligator voices, and the lighter chatter of totodiles. They're getting closer, careful and deliberate. Someone will carry you, Cornwall says at last, looking back at you with calm reassurance. Not in a way that makes you feel trapped, only if you want it. My mother or father would be honored to hold you safe, high above where no one could step near. And if that doesn't feel right, then I will do it myself. I won't let anyone so much as brush against you. He pauses, his gaze softening further. We can even clear the way. Every Pokemon and creature there knows how precious you are. They've all seen the show. They all know the message. They'll make space, so you're never surrounded or crowded. Behind him, the two young turtles glance at one another with wide eyes. Brother bounces a little on his feet, but catches himself, whispering to his sister, He'll be safe. They'll make sure. Sister nods firmly, hugging her pearl again as if to agree. Okay, I think it did kind of forget about that, because unless she like hugged up while I was sitting on the ground, because didn't she set it down? From the lake, a wave of sound rises, cheering, clapping, and splashing. The music grows louder, rolling like a tide, with dozens of different voices woven together. Even from this distance, you can feel the energy of a whole community waiting. But here the Chronos stays grounded in front of you, his claws folded loosely in his lap, his voice still calm and careful. It's all for you, but we'll do it however you're comfortable. Nothing has to happen unless you want it to. So yeah, man, I just love how sweet the Pokemon can be. They're just really kind-hearted, they're very adorable, and they have a very sweet heart. I just like them for that. Oh my gosh, click the stop button instead of the pause button. Alright guys, here's what I said. It doesn't matter who carries me as long as they're careful. I just don't want to get hurt, whether it be by being stepped on accidentally, squished when somebody's holding me, or like normal when I get rocks thrown at me by humans. Saying thanks for the gifts. I could leave them here, but then while we're gone, they could just be taken, and unfortunately I can't carry them with how small I am. If I even attempted to pick up one of those, It would be like squishing a tiny bug with a massive rock. Even if it didn't kill me, it would still injure me horribly. Conrad's eyes soften even more as you speak, his jaw tightening with a flicker of protective anger when you mention humans throwing rocks. His voice comes low and steady, but edged with conviction. That won't happen here. Not ever again. Not while we're around. No one will throw anything at you. No one will hurt you. You have too many who'd stand in the way for anyone to even think about it. He leans forward slightly, keeping his claw flat against the grass so they look less threatening. You don't have to worry about being squished either. My parents, they know how fragile you are compared to us. They carried me and my siblings when we were hatchlings. They know how to hold something small and precious without harm. As if summoned by his words, two shadows emerge from the tree line, towering shapes stepping carefully into the clearing. A pair of feral alligators, their scales gleaming in dapple light, movement slow and deliberate so as not to startle you. Both have warm, watchful eyes. The larger one, likely the father, crouches low, lowering his massive frame to seem less intimidating, his voice a rumble like distant thunder. We'll carry you as if you were one of our own hatchlings, he says gently. High, safe, and always watched. Oh, that's a good one. Hold on, that's actually a really good long one. That's like the one I'd get on 4-0, maybe a little bit longer on 4-0, but that's still like, that's what we need every time. Beside him, the mother fragger lets out a soft, reassuring rumble. In her claws, you notice something, woven reeds bound with ribbon, a small satchel, carefully made, padded with moss. She sets it down in front of you, showing it with pride. This is for you, she explains in a softer, smoother tone. We wove it so you'd have a place to rest, snug and safe. No claws around you unless you want them. Just a nest, carried close to the heart. The Chronon glances back at the gifts you were worried about, then looks to his mother. She nods and without hesitation scoops the fruit and pearl into her other claw. These will stay with me until you want them again, she says firmly. No one will take them. No one can take them. Behind you, the two-tailed beam, tails wagging like little metronomes. The sister whispers, See? Safe! And from the lake, the celebration surges again. Cheers rising, splashes echoing, music rolling like waves. Dozens, maybe hundreds of Pokemon waiting. Every sound carries joy, not danger. The Chronos shifts his gaze back to you, calm but earnest. So the only question left is whether you want to see it now, or rest a little longer. Either way, we'll guard you until you're ready. That's so cute. Give me a second, guys. Guys, this is really cute. I love this. It's actually working better now. Maybe they actually fixed the model a little bit to where it actually responds better. Although, even if it did, the 10 message limit is ridiculous. Although it might also because of the fact that there's still a flipping, this is a whole story about a whole big family, not just, oh, one or two Pokemon trying to, I mean, that's the thing about, like, you see decently long responses with the robot bodyguard. The robot dragon bodyguard. But you don't really see that much on the other ones. Like, one is just involving me or involving one Pokemon, you don't get much good responses. So you don't have to make a story about a whole bunch of ones just to have anything good happen. Which is not a good sign. He says, I want to be honest with you. I don't know if this was mentioned in the TV show you all were talking about, but I have a feeling I would need to go with you now anyway, especially if nobody in that celebration is planning on hurting me. Why about hurting me? Because I don't know what it is about people, but they're persistent. I almost feel like that if we stand here for even 3 minutes longer, somebody will just come along, see me, and start chucking rocks at me. And I carefully get into the satchel that was made for me, and then kind of duck down so humans won't see me. The moment you lower yourself into the satchel, the soft weave of reeds shifts just enough to cradle you, the moss inside cushioning every part of your tiny body. It smells faintly of lake water and sun-warmed grass, carrying with it the gentle scent of home and safety. The reeds can creep quite under your weight, not from strain, but from flexing to fit you snugly, as if it were made to mold around your small frame.
The mother frogger watches closely, her wide maw curving into the faintest of smiles when you settle in. She tilts the satchel slightly, adjusting a strap of reeds across her heavy shoulder. The motion is smooth and careful. She handles it with the same precision she once used to carry her own hatchlings. You can feel the steady rhythm of her chest rising and falling through the satchel wall when she lifts it closer to her heart. Immediately, the chrono exhales in quiet relief, as though a knot in his chest had been loosened. He steps up beside his mother and peers down toward you.
Good choice, he murmurs. Safer here than anywhere else. No rocks, no careless steps. Just us.
Behind him, the two toads bounce with excitement, tails smacking the grass. The brother whispers a little too loudly,
He's riding with Mother. He's really one of us now.
His sister giggles, pressing her pearl against her cheek like she's too giggly to contain herself, too giddy. The father frogger looming just behind keeps his golden eyes scanning the tree line. His massive tail twitches, sweeping the ground with slow, deliberate arcs. You're right to trust your instincts, he rumbles. Humans are persistent, too persistent, but they won't find you with us. They tried. They wouldn't get close. From outside the satchel, the wool grows muffled. The distant cheering, the splash of tails on water, the chorus of voices, it all filters through the weave, softened but still alive with joy. The moss under you insulates against every vibration, making the satchel feel more like a protective cocoon than a bag. The mother takes one cautious step, then another, testing the weight and balance before moving any further. Each movement is deliberate, slow and careful, her claws sink into the grass with soundless precision, her tail shifting slowly to keep her center of gravity smooth. You feel no jolt, no sudden sway. It feels like drifting on water, supported on all sides. The chrono falls in step at her side, close enough that if anything startled her, he could reach you in an instant. His voice drifts low, meant only for you through the satchel's weave.
You'll see the celebration soon, and I'll stay at your side the whole way.
The cheering from the lake swells louder, echoing with rhythm now. Music, chanting, a heartbeat like drum that rises and falls like weaves. It's no longer just noise, it's a call, waiting for you. I wish this thing would flip in I wish this thing still had 4-0. That's like one of the best things that's always going to drive me insane with this. If they would bring back the 4-0, this would actually be fun. Because ChatGPT is my favorite one. It gives you a good long story, usually without speaking for you, in a lot of cases. I miss when I had the 4.0 model. It upsets me they got rid of it. It's like, are y'all serious? That's the best thing y'all had, and y'all flipping. This is supposed to be better? Like, I have to ask for this thing to give me a longer response, and even then, the longest it's going to give me is probably something like this size. This is not that bad. But I can tell you this, the only reason it's like that is because there's so many Pokemon around me. There's a crocodile, there's two Totodiles, there's two alligators. One of them trying to carry me in a flipping tiny satchel. Since I'm such a small Velociraptor. So like, yeah. That's probably the only reason there's a lot. Otherwise, it would be like that flipping the creature communication story we had the other day. Some of the shortest bullcrap you'll ever see. Anyway, guys, I'll be back. Alright, guys, here's what I said. I appreciate that. You said nobody's going to try to hurt me there, right? I don't know how many are even going to be there. I just don't want to get attacked by a Pokemon move or something. The Colonel looks up at his mother, then back at you through the weave of the satchel. His expression is steady, his fangs catching a glint of light as he speaks firmly but softly so you can hear over the muffled celebration.
No one's going to hurt you, he says, absolute certainty in his tone. Not on purpose. Not with a move. Not with a step. Not with anything. Every single Pokemon waiting there already knows why the celebration exists. They've heard the stories. They've seen how you treated others when they were weak or scared. You are not just welcome. You are honored. Attacking would be like spitting on the very reason they gathered.
The mother fragger adds her voice, a low, soothing rumble you feel through the satchel wall as much as here. We told them all. Gentleness only. No sparring, no moves, no rough games while you are present. Even the littlest ones were warned. They understood. The father is still scanning the tree line with his golden eyes, finally leans his massive head closer. His voice is like rolling thunder, deep but calm. There will be many, he admits, more than you may expect. Pterodails, crocodiles, alligators, and even others who come from further waters. But numbers mean nothing against intent. They came to celebrate you, to thank you, not to test you. His eyes narrow slightly, and protective. If even one made a mistake, they would answer to all of us. As if to prove their words, you hear the Toad sibling scamper up alongside, whispering it silently near the satchel. Sister pipes up,
You practice being careful. Nobody splashes too close. Nobody bumps. Nobody uses moves. Only claps, songs, and gifts.
Her brother chimes in, tail thumping against the grass.
And if anyone forgets, Big Brother Crocodile will bite their tails.
He giggles, clearly exaggerating, but his point's made with childish sincerity. Oh, that was cute, actually. I love that. From the satchel, the sounds of the celebration grow clearer as you're carried closer. Splashing sync incorporate like drums, voices raised in a strange but joyful rhythm. It doesn't sound chaotic, it sounds organized, like an entire chorus working together. The moss beneath you holds you steady, the weave shielding you from prying eyes. To any human, or even most Pokemon, looking in, it would just seem like a bundle of reeds and moss. A cradle pouch clutched protectively by the mother alligator. The satchel wasn't made only for comfort, it was made for concealment. Unless someone knew exactly what they were searching for, you just went into the weave and shadow. Cornell glanced at the satchel and his eyes gentle.
So, no attacks. Only cheers. The only thing you'll need to brace for is how loud they get when they finally see ya.
I mean, I guess it's kind of expected whenever they flipping. Although, what would you think? I mean, I know in reality porn probably couldn't like make flat out TV shows like by themselves. I would love to have a porn game though, with a porn where like where actually could actually speak perfect English, or like at least come on, Game Freak. You've made something where you can really go into your Pokemon and work together, or like be in their body and control them, like walk around as them and battle with them, but only in that terranium area. Make it where you can do something like that, but with like an English translator. Like you could go into like a little special camp session or picnic session, like a newer game, and like in there along with playing your Pokemon, you can actually hear what they're saying, or like have like some kind of English translation thing to hear what they're saying about you or something like that. I mean, come on, would that not be cool? I mean, imagine that because honestly, if I did that in a newer game, and I could actually understand what Fragger was saying, and I heard him say something like, my trainer's actually really good. He cares about me. He's showing me love, even as a massive scary fur alligator. So like, I would melt into a puddle of goo to hear him say something like that because I would be so happy. I love him, dude. I would have been in a better mood yesterday if my brain would have quit thinking bad stuff. If I can keep my brain calm today, I might go back up there and be with him again because I love him. He's adorable and pretty and sweet. I didn't try to take my anger on him. That's why it was so hard for me to do anything, though, because I was worried if I said even one thing wrong, I was going to take out my anger on him. And I don't want to do that. My brain's going back in the exact same direction it was in 2021 when I was pretty much depressed because I didn't have Pokemon. But the reason why? Because my brain was taking all you guys know them insults that you say on YouTube a lot? I can't say them out loud, obviously, but all of them stuff I say to people sometimes when I get angry at games, that's the crap you'd hear towards my Pokemon in my head back in 2021, making it basically impossible to be with Ferrager without my brain thinking something horrible about him. Hence why it's been so hard Besides that, it's also because of the fact I have to carry this thing. There's something under my computer you guys can't see that keeps it from overheating. Unfortunately, every time I go up the stairs, I have to carry that, and that thing is hard to carry up the stairs every time I want to go up there. Same thing for when I want to come back down. It's hard to get up and down those gosh darn stairs. I can't do it. I can do it, but it takes a lot of work. Hence why you don't see that many videos upstairs now, and like Pokemon Tournament's like the first game you've seen a lot of in a while. I did one thing of I might even do PBR day if I go up there early enough. Don't know if I go up there early enough. So yeah, I will be back. Alright guys, here's what I said. That's cool. Who exactly is there? I heard a lot of different Pokemon calls and other sounds when we were over there when you first came up to me, Crocodile. The Chronos snout tilts slightly, as though he expected this question. His tail flicks in the grass as he begins listing them off. His voice careful and deliberate so you catch every detail. Most of them are my kind. Toenails, crocodiles, and fur alligators. Whole families, from hatchlings barely out of their eggs to elders whose scales are dulled but strong. They wanted to be here because you've touched our line more than once. His father rumbled a low agreement, then adds, but word traveled further than we thought. Others came. He pauses, watching your face closely, making sure you're not alarmed before continuing. Water types first. Water types first, Kronos says. The Lapras from the far coast. They remember when you shielded them from human hunters. Okay, I didn't know how to do it. That's a good idea for a story. They may not like that, but some Mantine gliding over the lake surface, keeping rhythm with the music. Even a couple of Milotic, rare, shimmering. They swam upriver when they heard what this was about. You heard the lake answer as he speaks. Jonas watches and calls that match his description. Smart continues softer. Dragon types too. A Kingdra and a young Seadra are here. A Gyarados, calm for once, watching from the deeper water. And, she hesitates, then smiles slightly, even a Dragonite. He carried word faster than we could. The crocodile grins, almost proud. And then the unexpected. Pokemon who don't even live in the water. A few forest friends came. Bayleaf, Meganium, even a couple of Pidgeot, perched high in the trees. They wanted to show respect. Two little sisters piped up, bouncing beside her mother's leg. Don't forget that Lugia. I was going to ask if there a Lugia there. Her brother nods furiously. Yeah, the one who told us stories came too. He's the biggest of all. Said he wouldn't miss it. As if summoned by their words, a low echoing call drifts over the lake. Not close, not alarming, just a reminder of presence. Sound rolls through your chest like distant thunder, familiar yet awe-inspiring. Chrono's eyes return to you, Julian. So yeah, there are many kinds. Some who knew you, some who only heard. All of them here for you. I like this. Give me a second. Guys, here's what I said. That's really nice. Did I not hear a Phoenix call a while ago, either? There was so much noise I couldn't really tell. Chrono's eyes brighten at your sharp memory, and he nods slowly, the ridges of his jaw catching the fading light. You did? He says, lowering his voice a little as if even speaking in a loud carried his weight. That wasn't just any cry. It was ow. At the name, his mother lifts her head proudly, while his father glances skyward with a respectful rumble in his throat. Chrono explains further. Olo rarely comes down for gatherings like this, but the way you've treated others, the way you cared for those who were cursed, injured, or shunned, that reached even skies far above us. When word spread and we were holding a celebration, Olo sent a call first, distant like a promise. And then, he gestures toward the canopy. Through the satchel's weave, you see faint flickers of light playing over the lakes above, as if the sunlight itself had caught fire. Every so often, a low metallic trill echoes faintly on the wind. Not the deep oceanic voice of Lugia, but something higher, more radiant, like a flame singing. Two siblings nearby bounce out of their skins at the mention. The sister whispers loudly, "It was so pretty, like rainbow fire." Her brother adds, eyes wide, "We saw the feathers fall. They glowed even on the water." Colonel chuckled softly at their excitement before turning serious again. Owo wasn't perched among the crowd, not like Lugia or the others. He circles above, watch. Uh, he circles above, watching and blessing the moment. His presence makes this gathering something far greater than just ours. It means what you did mattered not only for us, but to the balance itself. From above, a distant but unmistakable streak of rainbow light flashes across the treetops, vanishing just as quickly as it appeared. Silent proof of the fans' nearness. Do they really call Owo a phoenix? I don't know. I mean, I know it has like rainbow feathers, but most things are like this fiery. I mean, granted, Owo is a fire type, fire flying type, but he's not like a flipping bird on fire. And that's like one of the best characters you know of with a phoenix. A creature that's a bird on fire basically. And on top of that, can I think what rebirth after a while used to be able to get stronger if they get defeated, like they do in Castle Crush. You know what I mean? Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. I said, oh, whoa. Wow. He even showed up? That was very sweet of him. That was that was very sweet for any Pokemon that showed up. I'm very glad your species is there, and I'm glad Lugia is there. I know all of you said I would be safe, and that you told me to be told them. Oh, it did put down. Thank gosh. I just hope a lot of them can keep that promise, even if they are trying to be nice. One wrong move, and it could really hurt me. Chrono leans in a little closer, his eyes soft and understanding the edge of fear beneath your words. The massive jaw that could easily crush stone relaxes into something gentle, his teeth hidden behind his scaled lips. You're right, he admits, voice carrying low honesty. One wrong move could hurt you. Even a friendly nudge, even a tail flick from someone not paying attention. That's why we plan carefully. He shifts slightly so you can see the view from the satchel. The clearing around the lake has been arranged in tiers, like a natural amplifier, but alive with Pokemon instead of stone seats. Closest to the water's edge are the Totodiles, dozens of them, gathered in a loose circle, their tails weaving but their steps carefully measured. They were told their job was to guard the center, so they form a protective boundary with little more than their presence and watchful eyes. Behind them, the Kronos stand like older siblings keeping a order, ready to steady in its sight of a hatchling before it tumbles forward. Fraggers take up positions further back, towering like living walls, but keeping their bulk to the rear so they don't block the view or accidentally jostle the smaller ones. On the lake itself, lappers float in a loose semicircle, their shells forming a kind of shimmering backdrop. Mantine leap every so often, but only on a signal, like dancers sticking to a practiced rhythm so no sudden splashes could startle or harm you. Farther back, under the shade of the forest, the non-water types have taken perches or clearings, each with a buffer of space so their movements don't crowd. Bayleaf and Meganium sway their necks in slow, careful gestures. Pidgeot roost high in the branches, wings folding tightly to their sides. Even the mighty Dragonite stands with wings tucked, his massive claws held deliberately still as if afraid to even shuffle. Oh, and there's Lugia. And above all, Lugia's form was unmistakable, his great wings forward as he drifts low over the lake, casting a shimmering reflection. When he beats his wings, it's done slow and measured, sending ripples across the surface like calm applause. Higher still, Owo arcs in great circles, never diving low enough to risk startling, but sending cascades of rainbow light that fall harmlessly like glitter across the scene. Chrono lowers his voice again, as if confiding only to you. We told every one of them. No sudden moves, no rushing close, not unless we guide them. They want to celebrate you, not frighten you. If any forget, the rest will stop them. I promise you.
You will not be harmed here.
And as he speaks, you notice even the youngest toad owls closest to you keep glancing at Crocodile and his parents for silent cues, waiting for permission for every wiggle or step. The whole gathering seems bound by that careful respect. Cute idea. I like the idea of this story, guys. I just wish it was. I wish they didn't ruin it. Because even if this one goes better, or even if this story finally goes better than most of the other ones we've had done on ChatGPT in like 2 weeks, I still want to flip and have a good run where it's more than just 10 rounds. Because as soon as we use up the 10th one and it says the limits run up down here, I have to quit. Otherwise, we're going to get back to shorter responses and have something horrible happen. We might ruin an entire good round of this if I even attempt that. Hence why I don't do it much anymore. And if I had to wait 5 hours, I could, okay, if it was only like an hour, maybe 30 minutes even, I would be fine with it. But the fact that you have to literally wait an hour, like 5 hours is ridiculous to me. That is actually dumb as frick to me. But whatever. Alright guys, here's what it says. I just peeked my tiny raptor head out of the satchel to get a better look at everything around me. I don't say anything, I just do that. The fabric of the satchel shifts as softly as you lift your little head out, the weave brushing against your scales. From a vantage point, the water around you feels impossibly vast. Giants everywhere, yet all moving with surprising restraint as if every muscle were trained not to disturb you. First thing that strikes you is the silence, not empty, but charged, like the air just before the first note of a song. Dozens of eyes catch the light of the setting sun, amber, blue, green, glowing with warmth instead of menace. Not a single gaze sharpens in threat. Instead, you see awe. Some of the younger toad clasp their hands together, swaying slightly on their stubby legs, while the older crocodiles nod at you in acknowledgement, like guards bowing to someone they respect. The lake itself gleams as though aware of your presence. A faint shimmer spreads across the water, dancing highlights that move across the wind. A lapras hums low and steady, the note rolling across the surface like a drumbeat to announce you've arrived. Several mantine flip gracefully, timing their arcs with no spray of water flies near you. Overhead, Lugia glides lower, his wings outstretched like a canopy. He keeps his massive body at a safe distance, but tilts his head downward, one great eye locking onto you. Okay, that's adorable. The eye doesn't feel heavy or overwhelming, just protective. Every wing beat spreads calm ripples through the clearing. Then, from above, a streak of rainbow light bursts across the sky. Oh, whoa. As he sweeps, feathers shed from his wings, scattered motes of light that hang in the air like stars before dissolving harmlessly into sparks of color. When one lands on the lake, the water sings, a soft chiming noise that joins the Lapras's hum. The tails closest to you nearly wiggle out of their tails with excitement, but none step forward without Crocodile's nod. His parents stand tall behind him, watching you with that same mix of respect and quiet joy. And then, softly, as though they rehearsed this moment, the one nearest the water began a sound, calls chirp in playful rhythm, Crocodiles in a throaty harmony. At a throaty harmony, Lapras layer their deep hum, and from above Lugia releases a resonant note that makes the water glow faintly blue. It isn't chaotic, it is overwhelming. It feels like the world is singing a welcome just for you. Alright, that's it. Again, it's really cool to see that Totodile, Crocodiles, Feragers, and Lugia is here too. The fact that Olo even showed up. You have Pidgeot, Dragonite. Poor, I never even helped like Mantine. I've never helped a Meganium on here, but flip me, they showed up too. It's like, what in the world? I mean, granted, I love all the Joestars. I wouldn't be surprised if a Typhlosion did show up. There might be a Typhlosion hidden that hasn't told me about yet. Same thing for Noivern. We didn't mention Noivern anywhere. Noivern might be around here, or might no Malky might just show up later. You might be like, "Yep, I'm here, everyone." Like, wow, you came over here too. Neat. Alright, guys, give me a second. Alright, guys, it says, wow, this is really neat. I didn't expect all these porn would want to show up and be here. Honestly, I appreciate it. Kronos' chest swells a little at your words, his scales catching a faint shimmer of blue light from the lake. He leans just close enough that his voice reaches you without booming.
They didn't come just to see you, he says with a toothy but gentle smile. They came because they remember you, even those who weren't touched by you directly.
I wish they'd use a different word besides that.
They heard, they felt it ripple through the waters, the forest, even the skies. That's why they're here, to show you you're not forgotten, and that you're safe among us.
As he speaks, the Toyo sibling slowly shifts their gifts closer in the satchel's edge, so careful not to jar you. They look like they want you to have a part in things without needing to lift a claw. One of them points shyly toward the water, where the Lapras and Mantine have formed a glowing circle of rippling light, leaving the very center of the lake open, like a stage waiting just for you. Up above, Lugia tilts his wings ever so slightly. At the gesture, the air calms further, silencing even the rustle of leaves. It's as though the entire gathering is holding its breath, waiting for you to acknowledge them. Not demanding, not pressuring, just patient and reverent. Then a soft shimmer drifts down again, one of Owo's rainbow feathers, glowing faintly as it floats toward Crocodile. He catches it carefully in both claws, cradling it like it's something holy. With a quiet bow of his head, he lowers it so you can see it clearly. Feathers of light painting your tiny scales in flickers of red, gold, and green. Tail's sister whispers, focusing her jaw, "It chose to fall here." The whole scene feels impossibly grand, yet every detail, the way they move, the way they watch you, is shaped around making sure you are never in danger. Every motion is cheerful, deliberate. Even Owo's feather drifts at an angle that avoids brushing you by accident. Again, it's really cute. Oh, I like it. Guys, here's where it ended. And it won't be back on till 142. You see what I mean by how short this bullcrap is? Even if you get a good run, it screws it over by doing that. I just continue looking around until Chrono, his two siblings, and his mother and father get me completely where they're taking me. Chrono keeps one broad claw cupped protectively near the satchel as he carries you forward. His mother was carrying it. What happened to that? I hope the thing didn't just release its memory. His gait slowed to an almost ceremonial pace. His parents flank him, so I guess Chrono was like, "Yeah, frick this, I'm taking this, flipping satchel with him in it, just to make sure he's even more safe." One on each side, their heavy steps surprisingly light against the earth, every movement measured so as to not jar you. The Toto siblings bounce along at his heels, though even their usual energetic hops are subdued into careful skips, as though they've been told 100 times, "Gentle, gentle." They glance back every few seconds, checking to see if you're still peeking out. Whenever you are, they brighten with little toothy smiles before looking forward again. As you're brought closer to the lakeshore, the sounds grow richer. Soft waves lapping against stones, Lapras humming in deep harmony, Mantine flanking the water's surface with deliberate grace. On the banks, clusters of Pokemon part respectively, forming a wide, clear path for Chronos' family to walk. Not a single body presses too close. Even the smallest ones, Poliwag, Chinchou, and Wooper, shuffle back to give you space. When you finally reach the open circle at the lake's edge, the scene expands fully before you. The water circle. The Lapras and Mantine have arranged themselves in a perfect ring across the surface of the lake, their combined glow creating a liquid stage that reflects both the moonlight and Owo's drifting radiance. The water shimmers with blues and silvers, touched by streaks of faint rainbow. The skies above. Lugia hovers just past the treetops, wings outstretched but steady, his presence alone holding the air calm. Higher still, a faint arc of prismatic fire occasionally streaks across the stars. Owo circling, unseen except for the light he leaves behind. The land around you. Pokemon of every shape and size sit quietly in rings of their own, layered like an amphitheater. I don't know how you say that word. Chronos' family is guiding you to the innermost ring, where where the ground has been smooth and decorated with shells, smooth stones, and bright water plants woven like garlands. Finally, Chron kneels carefully and sets the statue on a bed of those soft plants, angling so you could see the whole lake without needing to climb out. His siblings immediately shuffle to either side, crouching low, while his parents stand just behind them like guardians. From the circle of water, a lapras lets out a resonant note, deep and welcoming. It echoes across the clearing, and soon other Pokemon join in, each adding their voice until the whole gathering hums like one living chorus. It's clear now. You've been brought to the very heart of the celebration, safely seated where everyone can see you, but no one can endanger you. Well, at least it gave me a good ending spot. Although I'm still angry that flipping you have to flipping do it this way. It's like that's ridiculous to me. It's like, are you serious? I'll be back, guys. Well, actually, potentially, no, I won't. Thinking about it, because this thing, we don't have enough. Unless I do something like robots, I am not coming back right now. Never mind. I'll see y'all later.